Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Tuba Shafiq and today I am going to present the topic Economic Institution and Economic Issues in Pakistan. Let's have a look at the word economy. What does the word economy mean? The production, distribution and consumption of services by different agents is known as economy. By the word production we means it is an activity carried out under the control and responsibility of an institutional unit that uses inputs of labor, capital, and goods and services to produce outputs of goods or services. By distribution, we mean to spread the product throughout marketplace such as a large number of people can buy it. Consumption of goods or services is one that is used by households or government units for the direct satisfaction of individual needs or wants or the collective needs of members of the community. Why is economy important? Economics is important for many areas of society. It can help improve living standards and make society a better place, and it ensures better chances of survival and development of a state. And economy acts as an indicator in the development and sustainability of a country. Now let's look at the word economics. Economics is derived from the ancient Greek word economia, which means the management of a family or a household. Let's have a look at the words of Smith. Smith says, the great object of the political economy of every country is to increase the riches and power of that country. Adam Smith is known as the father of economics. He did not believe that the wealth of a nation lies in the accumulation of precious metals like gold and silver. To him, wealth may be defined as these goods and services which command value in exchange. Economics is not to be concerned only with the production of wealth, but also with the distribution of wealth. Economics is regarded as a science of wealth. The social science that involves itself in the study of and analysis of production, distribution, as well as consumption of goods and services is called economics. Marshall's words. Now let's have a look at the words of Marshall. Political economy or economics is a study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. It examines that part of individual and social action which is most closely connected with the attainment and with the use of material requisites of well-being. He was a British economist, Alfred Marshall, and he defined economics as the study of man in the ordinary business of life. He argued that the subject was both the study of wealth and the study of mankind. He believed it was not a natural science such as physics or chemistry, but rather it is a social science. Economic system. What is an economic system? An economic system is a mean by which societies or government organize and distribute available resources, services, and goods across geographic region or country. Economic system regulate the factors of production including land, capital, and labor. Now there are two types of economic system: capitalism and socialism. Capitalism, it is a system under which resources and means of production are privately owned. Citizens are encouraged to seek profit for themselves, and success or failure of an enterprise is determined by free market competition. Socialism, it is a system under which resources and means of production are owned by the society as a whole. Rights to private property are limited. The good of the whole society is stressed more than individual profit, and the government maintains a control of the economy. The example of capitalism can be seen in the United States. The United States is one of the most purely capitalistic societies in the world. Most US business are privately owned, but the government does regulate business practices. And now look at the example of socialism, that is China. China is a socialist country. The government owns and controls almost all natural resources. Economic institutions. The word economic institutions refers to two things. Number one, specific agencies or foundations. Number two, well established arrangements and structures. Now, if we talk about specific agencies or foundations, so these agencies and foundations can be government and private as well, which are devoted to collect and study economic data and to provide new jobs that help that are very important for the economy of the country, like Federal Reserve, the National Bureau of Economic Research, etc. Similarly, well established arrangements and structures like banking system, kids alliances, customary tipping, etc. All these are the examples of the economic institutions. Now have a look at the economic development. Now, what is economic development? Economic development is the growth of the standard of a living of a nation's people from a low income economy to high income economy. When the local quality of life is improved, there is more economic development, and this economic development can be attained through the support of new ideas, new innovations, the creation of jobs, and creation of higher wealth, and creation of all these would lead to a better quality of life. Categories of economic development. Economic development is often categorized into the following three major areas. Number one, governments working on big economic objectives such as creating jobs or growing an economy, and these initiatives can be accomplished through written laws, industries regulations, and tax incentives or collections. Number two, programs that provide infrastructure and service such as bigger highways, community parks, new school programs and facilities, public libraries or swimming pools, new hospitals, and crime prevention initiatives. Number three, job creation and business retention through workforce development programs to help people get the needed skills and education they need. This also includes small business development programs. Now, if we have a look, now if we go back to the economic conditions of subcontinent before British, so we came to know that the Indian export before British Raj was higher because of our comparative advantage in production of many goods such as cotton, silk, ornaments, etc. Small scale industries like handloom, silk, jewelry, and leather had high productivity. Indian merchants collected the commodities and sold them abroad and in return brought decent amount of bullion and some import. And the word bullion means uh, coins made from gold. During British Raj, means under British rule, the company servants took over much of the exports and imposed heavy duties on the rest of the export done by Indian merchants. The absence of sufficient profit incurred by Indian traders deeply affected the native manufacturers, creating a scarcity of capital for further production. And they have to take loan from British government, and in exchange of loan, British government compelled them to sign a weave under which they were prohibited from selling to other buyers before fulfilling the need of East India Company, selling price of which was again dictated by their own selves. And this led to the decline of Indian industries. At the same time, the company servants who snatched the jobs of Indian merchants were making good profits. They could easily transfer their wealth to their home country. In simple words, Indian goods were sold overseas but did not bring in any return. Instead, it went to a foreign country, whereas for the much needed imports, India had to pay. Under such conditions, it was impossible for India to retain economic balance. Even this was not enough. Later, the import duties were minimized to open Indian markets for English manufacturers, Government also established their monopoly on certain goods like salt and opium. Then we move toward gross domestic product. And the gross domestic product is the final value of the goods and services produced within the geographic boundaries of a country during a specified period of time. And probably this time period is normally a year. Economic development from independence till now. Since the country's independence in 1947, the economy of Pakistan has emerged as a semi industrialized one, based heavily on textiles, agriculture, and food production. Through recent years, have seen a push towards technological diversification. Pakistan's GDP growth has been gradually on the rise since 2012, and country has made significant improvements in its provision of energy and security. However, decades of corruption and internal political conflicts have usually led to low levels of foreign investment and development. Pakistan was a very poor and predominantly agricultural country when it gained independence in 1947. Pakistan's average economic growth rate since independence has been higher than the average growth rate of the country of the world economy during this period. And average annual real GDP growth rates were 6.8% in 1960s, 4.8% in 1970s, and 6.5% in 1980s. Industrial sector growth, including manufacturing, was also above average. In the late 1960s, was seen a model of economic development around the world, and there was much praise for its economic progression. Later, economic mismanagement in general and officially imprudent economic policies in particular caused a large increase in the country's public debt and led to slower growth in the 1990s. However, condition improved gradually after 20. Pakistan is one of the poorest and least developed countries in Asia. Pakistan has a growing semi industrialized economy that relies on manufacturing, agriculture, and remittances. Although since 2005, the GDP has been growing an average 5% a year. It is not enough to keep up with fast population growth. To make things even worse, political instability, widespread corruption, and lack of law enforcement hamper private investment and foreign aid. This page provides Pakistan GDP growth rate, actual values, historical data, forecast charts, statistics, economic calendar, and news. Pakistan GDP rate, actual data, historical chart, and calendar of releases was last updated on September of 2018. And Pakistan's GDP growth rate has historical data shown in the chart given below. Let's have a look at this. 1961 growth rate was 5.99%, and so on. You can have a look at it. 1988, then move towards so on and till 2019. In 2019, the growth rate was 0.99%. Let's have a look at Pakistan's economic outlook. Pakistan's economic outlook has brightened in recent years in conjunction with rapid economic growth and a dramatic improvement in its foreign exchange position as a result of its current account surplus and a consequent rapid growth in hard currency reserves. The state owned firm in early 2002 signed agreements with five international telecom companies for terminating additional international incoming traffic to capture the grey market by using Voice over Internet Protocol technology from the US and Europe into Pakistan. The conditionality of the IMF program, which was suspended in July 1999 and resumed later during the administration of Pervez Musharraf, having improved its finances, Pakistan's government announced in 2004 that it would no longer require IMF assistance, and the assistance program ended in that year. With accelerating economic growth, economists are now emphasizing a different range of problems. Now let's have a look at important economic commodity sectors, and the first economic commodity sector is agriculture. Agriculture plays a crucial role in the economy of developing countries and provides the main source of food, income, and employment to their rural population. And Pakistan ranks fifth in the Muslim world and 12th worldwide in farm output. It is the world's fifth largest milk producer. Pakistan's principal natural resources are arable land and water. About 25% of Pakistan's total land area is under cultivation and is watered by one of the largest irrigation systems in the world. Pakistan irrigates three times more acres than Russia. Agriculture accounts for about 23% of GDP and employs about 44% of the labor force. The most important crops are sugarcane, cotton, and rice, which together accounts for more than 75% of the value of the total crop output. Pakistan's largest food crop is wheat. In 2005, Pakistan produced 215,904,000 metric tons of wheat, more than all of the Africa and nearly as much as all of South America. The economic importance of agriculture has declined since independence when its share of GDP was around 53%. Following the poor harvest of 1993, the government introduced agriculture assistance policies, including increased support prices for many agriculture commodities and expand availability of agricultural credit. From 1993 to 1997, real growth in the agricultural sector averaged 5.7%, but has since declined to about 4%. Agriculture reforms, including increased wheat and oilseed production, play a central role in the government's economic reform package. According to 2005 FAOSTAT, uh, Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, and the Pakistan is one of the largest producer and suppliers of the following, given here with ranking: chickpea, according to the supplier, is second; apricot fourth; second, cotton is also fourth; sugarcane fourth; milk fifth; onion fifth; date palm sixth; mango seventh; tangerines eighth; mandarin orange eighth; clementine eighth; rice eighth; wheat ninth; oranges 10th. Reasons for agriculture backwardness in Pakistan. Agriculture sector is the backbone of our economy, but the growth of agriculture in Pakistan is facing a lot of problems. Due to various causes, per acre yield is very low in Pakistan as compared to other developed countries. Problems of agriculture sector are categorized below. Problems of agriculture sector, and the problems of agriculture sectors are categorized as below. Number one, limited cultivable area. The total area of Pakistan is about 79.6 million hectares, out of which only 23.7 million hectares area is used for agriculture purposes. About 8 million hectares area is idle and unutilized. There is vast subdivision and fragmentation of land holdings. As a result, modern technology cannot be applied in agriculture sector. Waterlogging. Number 2, waterlogging and salinity. Waterlogging and salinity are twin problems of agricultural sector due to salinity. Deposits of salt in land have appeared on the surface of land and they have adversely affected the performance of agricultural sector. Waterlogging and salinity affect about 0.10 million acre of land in every year. It is not only waste of land but also reduction in productivity. Number 3, slow growth of allied products. Allied products refer to those productions which are not agricultural but indirectly help the farmer to improve his living standard. Pakistan is insufficient in the production of fruits, milk, poultry, fisheries, livestock, and forestry. As a result, not only our food quality is poor, but also industries such as furniture